In the packet that we sent home with you, you have a stapled worksheets. These are the sight words. The first word we learned today was I. You can go ahead and tear this one off. Put these ones back in your bag. Uh-oh, something fell. Put these ones back in your bag so we don't lose them, because later this week we're going to learn the next sight word. Put them back in your bag. I'm going to show you how to do this worksheet. If we have anything that has a name spot, I want you to practice writing your name. So parents, one way you can help them write their name is with a highlighter. Let me get my highlighter real quick. Oh, I want a different color. I had a yellow one, but the orange will show it better. If your child's having a hard time writing their name, write it with a highlighter and have them trace it with a pencil. That's perfectly fine. We're learning how to hold pencils right now. We're learning how to write our names. We're learning how to write letters. Parents, highlighter will be your best friend for the next however many weeks you're at home. So make sure you get a good highlighter. Yellow's a little harder to see. I prefer orange or pink because they're a little bit brighter, but you can still see it and then trace over them. So on this worksheet, the first thing I want you to do is write your name. I'm going to write my name, Mrs. Hawkins. And I'm going to scoot my camera up a little bit further so you can actually see what I'm working on. That's pretty good. I'm not too squished. Your name goes up here. It says name. I'm going to take it down because it's a little hard for me to write it sideways, so I'll write it first and then I'll hang it back up. Mrs. Hawkins. You at home will not be writing with a highlighter. Only mom or dad or grandma or whoever's helping you will use a marker or a highlighter. Kids will be using pencils. But I wrote my name in a highlighter here so you could see how it might be written for you at home. Now I'm going to use my pencil. I'm going to use a marker this time only because it will be a little difficult for you to see what I'm writing. Again, students, you will be using pencils. I'm going to use a marker just so you can see it. That'll be best. There's a couple different skills that we'll practice in here, and it has the directions right on it. The first thing it says is trace it. There's dotted lines. We already learned how to write capital I. Say it with me. Down, add a hat, add some feet. Perfect. Over here it says write it. Now it's my turn to do it all by myself. I want you to write it 3 times. It'll fit perfectly with 3 times. Always start on the left. Capital I. Down, add a hat, add some feet. Finger space. Down, add a hat, add some feet. Finger space. Down, add a hat, add some feet. With a pencil. I'm just doing it in markers so you can see it. Build it. This is the fun part. Now you get to get your scissors. Watch me. When we cut on these papers, you're going to cut across. Say that with me. Cut across. Carefully cut all these letters out in one big strip. Now my paper has a nice smooth line here, and I have all these letters. The word I only has 1 letter, so I need to find it in here. Let's look. Nope, 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 nope. There it is. There's the capital I for the word I. I'm going to cut it out. Carefully. You need 2 hands to cut. 1 hand to hold the paper and the other hand to cut. Go slowly. Go carefully. And cut it out. All these other bits, that's trash. Throw it in the trash bin. I have my letter. Now you need your glue stick. It's in your pencil box. With your glue stick, you need to twist this just up a little bit, just so you could see it a smidgy bit. Because if I do this, and then I glue, it's going to smear and break, and then I won't be able to use that glue stick anymore. It only needs to go up just a little bit. about that much. Flip your I over, and you're going to give it a little swirl. So I'm flipping it over, and I'm putting a smear on the back of the letter, just like that. Now, I'm going to put my I in the box. Just give it a good couple presses and it'll stick on there just fine. The next part of our worksheet is find it. With my pencil, I'll try it with a pencil. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. We need to look at all these words and find the word I and circle it. Go is I. Here it is. Circle it. B-I. Here it is. B. I. Did, she, am, she, I. I found it. I think you can see that pretty well. Down here, we're going to use it in a sentence. So parents, it's your turn to do some work right now. So parents, I want you to copy our sentence, I like ice cream, with a highlighter or a yellow marker that you have laying around. After the parents write it, I want the student to trace it and write it by themselves. Parents will write it one time. Students will write it twice, just like this. I, finger space, like, finger space, ice, finger space, cream. What goes at the end of my sentence? Period. Students, you're going to trace it with your pencil. I like ice cream. Nice and slow so you stay on the lines. Don't forget the period. Now the challenge. It's time for you to try and copy it by yourself. You have the sentence here on the second line down below. I want you to write it by yourself. I, finger space, like, finger space, ice, finger space, cream. Just like that. Now I'll scoot back a little bit so you can see me better. After you're done with the worksheet, don't forget to keep it so you can take a picture of it and send it to me on Friday. You're going to get your Journeys Reader's Notebook. Go to page 2 on the bottom, and you're going to practice writing I only 3 times. And you can read this sentence. You're going to write I, and then what's that little girl doing? Let's look a little closer. What is that game called? Jump rope. I, jump rope, period. You'll write I again. I, what is she doing? Running or walking? Maybe walking. I, run, period. And the last one is I, drink, period. So with your pencil, you're going to write I once here, and once there. Don't forget to practice writing your name. Don't forget you have a highlighter if you need help for someone to highlight your name and for you to trace it. And that's it. That is what you're going to do today for your new word that you can read, the word I.